What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hoops and Five. If you love chaos, tension, and that win or go home energy, last night was basically a holiday. We got two game sevens in one night, and both had that heavy one bad quarter and your season's done vibe.
Game sevens just hit different. Every possession feels louder. And we're not talking about little swings either. We're talking about a team completing a 3-1 comeback and another one surviving a tight series because their whole roster showed up.
Let's start in Orlando, because the result was wild. Detroit walked into that building and didn't just win, they steamrolled the Magic 116-94 on the road in a Game 7 after being down 3-1 in the series.
That's the part one can't get over. Coming back from 3-1 is already rare, but doing it and then showing up for Game 7 like you're the team with all the confidence? That's cold.
And the Pistons weren't sneaking by. This didn't feel like a last 2 minutes Game 7. Detroit controlled the night. Cade Cunningham was the headliner, 32 points and 12 assists, just in charge the whole time.
And Tobias Harris was right there with him. 30 points, 9 boards. That's the kind of second punch that turns a tense Game 7 into a blowout, because now you can't load up on one guy.
Meanwhile, for Orlando, Paolo Banchero did everything he could. He had 38. You look at the box score and you're like, how do you lose by 22 when a guy has 38? And the answer is, he didn't get enough help. And the wheels came off around him.
It's brutal, because the bigger story is the collapse. Orlando had a 3-1 lead. And then, 4 straight losses. That's the kind of series that sticks to a franchise for a while.
Detroit didn't just win a series. They flipped the entire narrative. Down 3-1, then they take over. You could feel the momentum shift game by game. And by Game 7, it looked like the Magic were the ones chasing.
And now Detroit moves on with that scary kind of confidence, like, we already survived the worst thing. Teams hate facing a group that feels like they've got nothing to lose.
All right, second Game 7, Cleveland hosting Toronto. Final score, Cavaliers 114, Raptors 102, and Cleveland takes the series 4-3.
This one was more of the classic Game 7 experience. Not necessarily pretty the whole way, definitely tense, and then Cleveland starts making the we're not going home plays.
Exactly. And what stood out was it wasn't just one guy going supernova and dragging everyone over the line. Cleveland won this with team basketball. Strong rebounding, steady pace, role guys making a difference, and the scoring coming from multiple places.
Depth matters so much here. In Game 7, legs get heavy, shots get tight, and if you're relying on one or two players to be perfect, that's a risky plan.
Toronto had moments where you thought, okay, here comes a run. But they couldn't keep it going when it really mattered. Every time the Raptors tried to build something, Cleveland answered, got a stop, grabbed a board, hit a timely bucket. That kind of discipline wins these games.
It's not flashy, but it's effective. And in a Game 7, effective beats flashy. Cleveland looked steady, like a team built for a long postseason.
So zooming out, last night wasn't only about 2 results on a scoreboard. It's about what Game 7s represent. Pressure, legacy, and execution. When everyone in the arena knows exactly what's at stake.
We saw 2 totally different paths to moving on. Detroit, the big swing, the 3-1 comeback, and then the knockout. Cleveland, the balanced approach, staying solid, leaning on the whole roster, and closing the door.
And on the other side, 2 seasons ended under the heaviest spotlight. Orlando's going to have to sit with blowing a 3-1 lead. Toronto's going to look back at those missed chances to sustain a run. That's the thing about Game 7s. There's no, we'll fix it next game.
These are the nights that define how people talk about players and franchises. Like, years from now, you will remember who was calm, who made decisions, who stepped up, and who ran out of answers.
All right, player of the night. I don't think we're even debating this one. Cade Cunningham. 32 points, 12 assists, on the road in a Game 7 to finish a historic comeback. That's superstar stuff.
Yeah, Cade's the pick. But I do want to give love to Paolo too. Dropping 38 in a Game 7 is serious, even in a loss. It just wasn't enough to survive the bigger collapse.
So, that's the recap. Pistons complete the comeback in a blowout. Cavs survive and advance with depth and discipline. 2 teams move on, 2 teams go home. That's playoff basketball at its best.
And the best part is, the next round doesn't care how you got there. But confidence carries, momentum carries, and both Detroit and Cleveland are bringing something real into what's next.
This has been Hoops in 5. Catch you in the next one.